Questions on those? Okay, the comments. Starting on page 54, if you look at that list at the bottom of the page, if you were to add these two numbers together, the total escrows of $36,000 and the total bonds of $43,500, this is the amount that is showing in that balance in the building fund that I just discussed. These are amounts that have been on your records for numerous years. And as you can see, we have the bonds broken out by years. We have the escrows broken out by the date of the last entries into the system. Some of them positive, some of them negative. Obviously, your balances should be addressed in a timely manner.
Can't hold my arm up for 20
So
minutes.
as with the previous time, we recommend that someone goes through, investigates the status of these amounts and determine when and where these amounts should be returned to.
Would these be active bonds right now today?
On your system, probably they are still active as of today. Now, maybe some of the 2012, 2013 ones might have had some activity, but my guess is anything from 2011 and prior has not changed.
Okay, I'm looking at 2004, 2005. Okay.
Right, I cannot say with 100% certainty since I have not audited time period since. However, these amounts were very similar to prior years. On the next page, about 2/3 of the way down, you will see an area called Management's Response. When the president talked about what she gave you in the previous meeting, these are the responses that were given to us. The village was allowed to respond to each and every one of these comments. The reason I don't read these comments word for word is because, one, I'll put you to sleep probably, but two, it gets very wordy and I don't want to lose the meaning in trying to read everything verbatim. I want to just focus on this is what it is, this is what caused it, and here's what we need to do to try and fix it. But at the same time, you also have listed here your responses as to what your reactions, your corrective action plans are for each of these comments. In regards to this one, this is the only part that I do read verbatim. The village has retained a new attorney, obviously because he's sitting here, I know that, who will work with council and the building inspector to devise new ordinances to resolve all old outstanding balances. Although the project was begun during fiscal year 12, the Village of New Haven anticipates new policies will be put in place during fiscal year 2014. Any questions on that comment? Page 55.
I just read this right here for the management's response. This is what I'm saying will be at the end of each one, just the builder's response. Yeah, I don't read all this word for word, it will be your own, and I know what it wants that. A cause? Yes, ma'am. Cause and effect. You want the cause read also?
I can do that. Okay, Trustee Hill has asked me to read the cause. So in regards to that comment, I will read that the cause, the Village of New Haven has experienced turnover in its building department and bookkeeping since 2004. That has caused these balances to be maintained but not addressed properly. And then the effect, obviously, is the fact that you have those balances that remain to this date. All right, at the bottom of page 55 is the next comment, access to the village's certificate of deposit. The village had a certificate of deposit with a local banking institution that it could not access and therefore was not receiving any updated banking information. The cause, the signatory card for the account was never updated and new council members and the treasurer were elected. Without village personnel on the signatory card, access to the account could not be granted. The effect, the village could not readily access all of its liquid assets and the total amount of the village cash could not be confirmed. This was also one of the reasons that delayed the audit process in itself also, was the fact that you did not have access to all of your financial information. So we delayed the audit until this information was obtained because basically we knew we couldn't go any farther. Management's response. The village asset, or the CD itself, was recovered in February 2014. The certificate of deposit was set up at the banking institution that merged with a larger bank. The past treasurer was still listed as the account signatory from its conception in 2008. Due to the incomplete account information on file at the bank, it was problematic to gain access from January 2013 to February 2014. The village treasurer has an account signatory card policy that was put in place in 2014 to address changes in account authority in the future. Obviously, I didn't necessarily give you the criteria because obviously you've already been said a few times tonight. You need to have access to all of your bank statements and perform all reconciliations. Any questions in regards to that comment? Next comment on page 56 is in regards to vacation and sick time. During the fiscal year 2012 and 13, the village allowed vacation and personal time to be paid to employees in addition to the employees' base salaries. In fiscal year 2013 and 14, this practice continued and sick time was allowed to be paid in addition to the base salaries. According to Article 21, Section 2 of the collective bargaining agreements between the Village of New Haven and the Teamsters Local 214 Clerical Unit and DPW Unit, vacation accrual shall be credited each April 1st for the employee's use following the anniversary date of hire. Employees who have not used their vacation time by their next anniversary date will be paid their unused vacation time in a lump sum at that time. According to Article 22, Section 3 and 4 of those same agreements, employees shall receive 2 days each year not chargeable to sick leave for personal business. Upon separation, employees shall be paid at a rate of 50% of all unused accumulated sick leave up to a maximum of 30 days. However, employees terminated for misconduct shall not be paid for any accumulated sick leave. Neither agreement discloses what is to be done with the unused personal time. The cause, the village has allowed the practice of the payment of vacation, personal, and sick time in advance. The effect, the practice is contradictory to the agreement signed by the village. While all vacation time will at some point be paid, it is not in accordance with the agreements. Since the agreements are unclear on the use of the unused personal time, it is unclear as to the true effect. For the sick time, however, employees are only allowed 50% upon an acceptable separation from the village. Therefore, employees are receiving 100% pay for a benefit that may not be allowed, pending the terms of the employee's separation from the village. So we recommend that the village discontinue the practice immediately and only allow the payments of vacation and sick time in accordance with the agreements in place. We further recommend that the village council further define the use of the personal days and if any payout of unused balances is expected. Now, did you understand what I just read through all of that? Management's response, the village president and council will consult with the village attorney to clarify understanding of contract language and the use of the PTO or personal time off. It will discontinue the practice of paying out vacation, sick, and personal time in conflict with contract terms immediately and only allow payments of sick and vacation time in accordance with the collective bargaining agreements, including payout of unused vacation and personal time on the anniversary date of hire or unauthorized payment of time off. Any questions on that one? All right, the next item on page 57, the utility billing adjustments. Village has not established an ordinance or resolution documenting the review and approval process of billing adjustments for the utility billings. The criteria, the village council is responsible for establishing and maintaining effective internal control over the administration of the village's utilities and financial reporting. The cause, currently the village relies on the president, this was, remember, as of fiscal year 2013, to review the adjustments on a case-by-case basis with the ability to provide final determination. The effect, the council as a whole may not be aware of the details of the adjustments, including the reason, the individual, or the amount adjusted. Therefore, we recommend that the village council adopt an ordinance or resolution specifically identifying the procedures for determining billing adjustments for the utility system. Management's response, currently, there is no process outlining required disclosures to the council or the public on a regular basis, and council is unaware of adjustments, modifications, and refunds made. There is no defined approval process or loss control measures in place. This resulted in an inordinate amount of transactions, including estimations due to failed meters, pre- and post-transition meter read adjustments, and increased written off of bad debt. System controls have been ineffective at identifying or assisting in addressing the gaps in performance. The village has elected a new president and several new council members. The village president and members of the council will address systemic problems by setting up appropriate separation of duties, institution of proper approval process, and a manner of communication on a monthly basis to council and the public for changes made to the accounts. Effective design of appropriate and effective policies and procedures will ensure delivery of professional, fair, and honest services. The president, clerk, treasurer, members of the council, and village attorney, and all village employees have an express fiduciary duty to provide all residents with a standardized in order to eliminate opportunity for loss. Sorry, that was a little long. I know. Any questions on that one?
You turn on the air?
Yeah, how's our electric bill look? Can we turn the air on?
Next comment on page 58 in regards to your budgets.